Hi, plant friends, and welcome to the third season of the Plants by Wade Lee podcast. I have a very special guest with us today, Christy from the Rooted Petal. Thank you so much for joining. I am super excited. We slide into each other's DMs here and there. You always have the most beautiful words of encouragement for me, and I just appreciate our planty friendship. So I'm super excited to chat with you today and dig a little bit deeper of your journey and how you started and founded the Rooted Petal. But before we get started, I want to do a butterfly affirmation. These are just some really beautiful affirmation cards for happy, courageous, beautiful life.
I love that.
I'm just going to...
And likewise, I'm so honored to share time with you today and to do this. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Opportunity, so thanks. I love that this is like setting the tone for the whole conversation too. This is my favorite.
Me too. All right. So we have this one. Set these down. This is the photo. It says, "I am valuable. Many people are thankful for my presence in their lives." And I think that as I'm tearing up because I really feel that way. That's what I just said to you prior to even starting this conversation, is that I've really valued, your presence in my life, even though it's through the planty world of DMs. But it's just when there's a kindred spirit, you feel it. Let's just get started and share how this passion for plants even started in your life.
No, there's so many directions I feel like that could go. Like everybody, I feel like nature is just always a part of childhood for sure. Like we are just outside more and connection, and we can move through our feelings so much quicker when we're out in the world and processing with nature's help. And I found as I got older, I always had a sense of like being disconnected, even within my own body, and struggling to even find the words for that, to find tools for it, and to have compassion for myself throughout the whole journey.
Yeah.
So honestly, for me, like the beginning of it was like I started yoga teacher training back in like 2019 because of that feeling of just feeling really disconnected from myself and wanting to go to yoga classes and understand more of what was even happening and what was going on, because it seemed like it was so transformative for people, but it felt formative more for me, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this pose looks, am I doing it right? And it was like I just needed to understand what was the point of it all, almost. So fortunately my parents had put some money in like a little savings account or something when I was younger. I just had put it out there intentionally where I was like, I really want to do this, and didn't know how I was going to pay for it. And then like within a week my parents called me, they said, oh, we have like, and it was like $2,000, but it was like in this little account and it can only be used for education and whatever. And I was like, ooh, like, I wonder if it could go for yoga teacher training. Like, I wonder if that applies. And it did, because it's education. And so I was like, this is beautiful. Like, I really wanted this to happen. It just like found its way to me. And so I went through that training, and it was right before 2020. And so it was just profound for me to get words and to put myself back in my body again. Like, I hadn't found safe spaces where I could really experience that. I think for fear of like what comes up, everybody processes that experience different. Some people shake, some people cry, some people giggle. Any kind of like emotional processing can look any number of ways. And so it's really trying to find those safety spaces where you can just allow your body and yourself to experience things that maybe at one point in your life you stopped. You literally like halted that process and pushed it down. And so it was like a huge time of awakening for me, just like aha moments coming through and understanding ways that I had been repeating patterns and holding myself back. And so like in meditation and in Shavasana, often it's just like you kind of go somewhere happy in your brain, And every time I was going somewhere, it was always back to Brazil. I lived there as a teen for 3 years. And so it was always just like back to the beach or back to like Jardim Botanico, or like just somewhere like really tropical and beautiful, and like the monkeys and the noises, and just like it just immediately would put me back in my body. And so then it just like one day clicked where it was like, why don't you make your home for like Brazil? And I was like, oh, ding, 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 ding. Like, this is the secret sauce. Like, I just need to do that. And I didn't even know, because I wasn't even in the world of it yet. Like, I didn't even know this was like a thing. Like, people were doing, I didn't know it was a craze. Like, right after that happened, I was able to have my birth mom do a DNA test with me so I could join my tribe at Citizen Potawatomi Nation. And that had been calling on my heart for decades. Like I met her when I was 18 and she told me of that lineage. And so I felt really drawn to it. But through society, didn't really feel like I had any ownership through it or claim. Like I felt very invalidated. I was trying to process that for like decades and like slowly trying to claim pieces of me that felt authentic. And it was really through plants and through that. And so it was like all those years later, my birth mom was very into houseplants too. When I met her, her front room was just covered in plants. And I think that brought me a feeling of safety too. One, of meeting her and my body recognizing that feeling, but two, just the comfort of the plants. Like they always just were a comfort, you know. And in Brazil, and my growing up, even my adopted family, my mom's mom was also adopted. So there was like a really solid connection with me and her there, where I didn't feel that same safety really anywhere else. And she was really into like container gardening. She would do like her little flowers, you know, all along her home. And I think all those feelings kind of were coming to me. So it was like really just a reclamation of like, who am I? Where do I come from? And like, what does that even look like for me? Like, how do I embody these different lineages that I'm given, really? Because it's like I had 4 parents whose energies I was carrying. The knowledge of who you are is so powerful. So you can have that compass and that wisdom. So it was really just honestly like it was like Divine Mother just stepping in every time when I needed that mother. I still have days where I struggle and it's like I've done so much work. There's times where I'm like, is this ever going away? And I think that's the lesson is like, it's not. It's how do you live with it?
Never goes away.
Yeah. And I think I really hoped it did.
Right. But that's the magic when you find those tools and techniques to get through it and make those radical choices in your mind that like, no, I'm not going to react in old behavior. Mm-hmm. How do you feel like plants have played the role in the rituals and those kind of self-care things that you're talking about?
We know, like, even scientifically now, we know how much like grounding helps people, right? And going out in nature. I needed that grounding. A lot of my intention behind what I post is like, I'm hoping just to drop like little like Easter eggs of remembering for people, because I feel like the best teachers that have shown up in my life are the ones that direct me back to myself. And it's something that speaks to all of us if we listen. Like I often talk to people about like plants are very much like pets. Like pets, they wag their tail, they do certain things. And so like plants are much more subtle. Like a droopy leaf, unless you're watching all the time, you don't notice.
Right.
But it's like they speak to you really subtly. And it's like people that don't believe that, so to speak, it's like, how do you feel? I always ask them, how do you feel when you walk into a greenhouse? Oh my gosh, I'm overcome. It just smells so good. But I'm like, that's because that's a symphony of those sounds. Like all those plants together in a symphony, you're like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. But if you really listened, like even one plant can do that to you. Like literally one plant can talk to you and do those things around you, but it's just, you're not tuned into it. And so you need that volume of like walking into that garden center, whatever, to like jolt you awake. But really you only need a couple in your house. Like put a couple in your meditation spot. They say the average home has 7. Like that's so doable. Like you don't have to go crazy like we do. I mean, I think the crazy kind of shows a lot of like, we're self-healing. We're going through something and they do something for us. You know, I've had comments where people are like, this woman must spend hours caring for her plants. I'm like, yeah, on purpose. Like yeah. That's the whole point. Like I've chose this, and it's like chosen me. And it's just, a lot of people feel this connection. And I just think it's something that if people like can encourage you and foster you in it, because there's just so many like identities people attach, like, oh, I'm not good, or I have a brown thumb, or I have, it's like, that's absolutely not true. We can all grow. It's just, do you have the time and the patience? Like, what is your avenue? Is it podcasts? Is it consuming it via Reels? Is it reading books? Like, there's a lot of information that was out there that I wasn't accessing because it wasn't via the channel I could consume it really, And so that's why it's so interesting and so lovely to have podcasts in their ways, because a lot of people, it is that passive noise as they're doing something, and that's the way they learn. And it makes you feel alive again. Every little teeny win is like a new leaf or something you figured out, or a plant that you killed many times before. All of a sudden you've got the right spot in your home and you're like, yeah, you just feel so rad, right? Let's freaking go. I figured it out. Like it just boosts your confidence, and it really does network you into a community of people who are growth mindset people. That's
so awesome. When did you add the component of social media to your love of plants?
Oh, yeah. So that was just kind of pivoting. Like I feel like my whole life, if I just allow myself to be gracious and kind, I can see that like really my intuition has been guiding me as much as I thought I was disconnected. Even in those moments that were hard, I'm like, oh my gosh, but look how you learned that thing and then you pivoted and you did that. But like, that's freaking rad. Did you see how you did that? And so it's like I've been able to go back and look at myself and see just kind of how I flowed with it. And so that was just one of those things that naturally flowed. Like I wanted to feel more creative. I was planting things at a place, a garden center I was working at. And I really just wanted to share that. There were a couple accounts I would just be lit up inside where I was like, I want to do that. Like it just is so fun and creative. I think it touched on like my hairstylist background. Like I would do those like before and after reels. I had a lot of people through my work that would ask me questions. And so I was really proud of kind of the evolution of my room. Because it was like I had started collecting a few through yoga teacher training and wanting just to create a feeling. And then it went from a feeling to like, I want to feel like a jungle. I want to feel like Brazil again. And then it went to like, how do I make it look more refined? Because I didn't even really know. I was literally just putting like plastic grow pots on shelves, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. Right. But then as I worked at a garden center, I was like people want it to look a certain way. And then there's like so many different types of clientele. There's people who will come and get a porch pot that they want to last an entire season and expect it to last that entire season because they're paying good money. And then you have other women that will come in and like they literally have a baby shower this Sunday. And they just want you to jam pack it full. You know, it's not going to live past the weekend because the roots are they're going to get so bound. But it's like, they just want the wow. They want to look good. And it doesn't have to last over, 2 days. Yeah. And so there was like a lot of learning by bringing things home, like a lot of things we were selling that were beautiful that I later learned like, well, this isn't going to like have long-term health. And like, how do I balance being able to create beautiful things for people and make sure that it lasts them?
Yeah. I didn't realize that you come from the hairdressing world as well.
Yeah. So I did that for 20 years. I graduated high school in 2001 and I graduated beauty school in 2002 because I did it my senior year where I was like the work release program. Yeah.
And then you went from that to a garden center.
I went from that to yoga teacher training to a garden center to then wanting to do it on my own. Because then after the garden center, I loved it so much. And while it brought me out of like a dark place and was giving me skills and I was improving, my children weren't necessarily doing better because I wasn't home a lot. I was pouring in a lot of time there. And so as I started seeing that too, I was like, how do I balance the things I want that bring me joy that I need so I can be a good mom with, I need to have time and still be with them, which hair gave me that. Hair I only did 1 day a week for a lot of years. I've worked from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and just get as much in as I could. And so I've just learned to pivot again. My family also needs me, and like working on relationships, they're all valuable and important, but the most important ones are my family. And so I just kind of had to pivot, and it's been really beautiful to like even make more meaningful connections via the internet, like people you've never met. Like I found you because you had hashtagged something in Utah at one point. You were here. And and then I saw that you did hair too, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so much like me. He did hair and he went to plants. And then I started following you. And so it was just like every single person I followed was like a breadcrumb trail. It's been almost more magical just to kind of see who comes to me as they come to me. And then also the similar nature, just kind of release what's not meant for me anymore and let people go and come and just take them as teachers for me for the time being and like be grateful. Having houseplants helps translate those messages, but it's literally anything living. Like I have a neighbor across the street who like, I thought she'd think I was kind of crazy being like, my plants talk to me and like all these things. And she's like, no girl, my sourdough talks to me. She's like, as I'm stretching her, it bubbles like, and it's getting gassy or like different things. She's like, it's literally telling me messages of like, oh, you didn't feed me in time. Or like just different things. And I'm like, really, it's anything alive. Like anything alive is going to kind of give you those cues, and it's so cool how we all just find our way of like either creating or giving back or learning from what's around us. Many people feel this way. And I think that's part of healing too, is I think I felt for a long time I was so different. And now I'm feeling like as I share things, it's so not different. Everybody feels it.
So not different.
And so I think that's been like a really healing.
Yeah, and I can totally relate to you about, I was very much into like The Secret and manifestation, and I did so much manifestation work. And I do know that I've always had such a really strong spiritual connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I never felt like that tipping point where it was like, I'm really manifesting. Yes, moving to New York and working as a, fashion hairstylist.
It's impressive.
It's impressive and definitely a manifestation. But there was never that connection where I was like, I made it, or like, I know that this is it. It was always like still that struggle of, I'm not good enough. I'm comparing myself to this, that. But it wasn't until I started really healing that inner part of me and all of that ex-gay bullshit and, the religious trauma and the sexual trauma, until it was then that I realized all of these moments where I felt chaotic, or I'm just like feeling all sorts of not myself, were those moments that little guy, that little 8-year-old that was 10-year-old that was going to church, that found out that he had same-sex attractions and talked about it. It was that kid that was like trying to get out and trying to be healed and trying to be heard. And it was really in these moments in the last few years, my loving husband, Malcolm, is such an incredible support system with all of this, because he gets it. He doesn't understand it, but he gets it. He's like, the religious trauma, I get it, and how it's affected you. And in these moments, I say all of this to say that, like, as I've healed that wound, it was the manifestation that I really been hungering for, that really fed my soul, happened days after my wedding at the museum that we got married at, and now I'm the gardener of the museum, leaving hairdressing after 26 years, but it was really because I believe with all of my heart that, like, that manifestation couldn't happen because there was such a block there. And plants as well helped me. The metaphors of, like you said too, like there is this vibe of like your plants, and not just at the nursery. It's so funny because I always have that feeling of like, and I never really thought about it, but it's like, yes, like they're all talking, there's all this vibration, and that's why you feel that way. Like, I felt that within my own home, my own space.
Isn't that cool that you've created that? Like, we create them all so different.
That really started that healing process, which is incredible, very incredible.
Yeah. Well, I love that, because I think it helps you connect back into your own intuition, because there is so much, like, there's so much wisdom you can consume of like how to take care of plants and stuff too. But the more confident I got and like took off like the training wheels, so to speak, and kind of played and like tested things and was okay with unaliving plants, like, heaven forbid, like, I know they're teachers and stuff, but sometimes that's the thing too, is like, I tell people that's part of Native American wisdom, is seeing everything as like a teacher and a relative. And I've really tried to embody that. And so then I have friends that are like, oh, but I feel so bad when I unalive it. And it's like, but that plant came to you and it was a teacher. Like, if you don't learn a lesson from it, then that's like almost dishonoring that life that it was sacrificed. But it did that for you and you learned a lesson. Now you know, like, well, one, that plant's not for me, or like, I definitely had that in the wrong light, or I don't know. It's just given me so much as far as like, even like with manifestation, I definitely believe in that, but it's more my thought control that I'm really working on, that muscle. Like, I have these I brought cards too, but like, I have these animal elder cards that this beautiful woman that I'm learning from right now makes. She's up in Canada and her name's Asher Frost, but she's amazing. And it's like, I never quite understood just like the energy or the belief behind plants or even crystals or animals. And it's like, I think there's a misconception where people think you're worshiping the thing, and it's not worshiping the thing. It's like the qualities that it has, right? And there are qualities that you feel like you're lacking. And so you're like calling upon those things to help strengthen you. And it really is more of that connection to self. Like, everything that I use now as a tool, even though it may look like outside of me because it's a deck or something, it's all like, how do I incorporate it into me and how do I use it as a tool? And so then it's also like with my plants, like when I'm repotting them, like I try to use it as like reframing thoughts, and I'll try to release things into the soil and ask the plant to compost it for me and talk to it. Cause I really do believe that it will do that. Cause it's like, I mean, through what I was bringing up with the cards, it's like one of the cards is like spider, right? Like spider, we all see spider mites and different things and we panic, but now I like see them as teachers. Cause it's like, well, one, you can get them because you're not paying enough attention and they show up, or you're not doing prevention, like a whole number of things. And then you can apply that to your own life in any way. But also like the downloads are kind of the teachings that have come to me. Like when I see a spider, it's just immediately my thoughts go, what webs are you weaving? Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And often it's like, I'll be stuck in some kind of victim loop. Like I'll be in something where I'm totally disempowered. I'm totally back in like a different time of my life. And as soon as I see that, like a web, and it's not, and it's just like immediately brings me back now. I use it as a tool. It's a recentering, just like my plants, just like anything. It brings me back to self, and I go, what is it trying to teach me? Like, why is this showing up in my day? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I definitely, and then I like stop that train of thought. I don't tell myself stories that suck. Because for so long, awesome. It's like I give everybody else the benefit of the doubt, and then I would be like, I would take the fall in all the stories. Like, well, I must have done whatever. And while I think there's power in having self-awareness, right? Like, what did we do to contribute to things? Like, there's also like self-abuse where you're just not kind to yourself.
Right.
And so like, that's like when I see spider energy now, I'm always like, gosh, what am I doing? Like, where are my thoughts? Where have I been recently? And then I just kind of like try to bring it back, And so it's interesting to try to see. That's where it's like it shifted from like a religious to a spiritual way of living, is because everything now is a way of connecting to divine, like all of it, from elements, from plants, from people who come into my life, from animals, from like literally anything. And it maybe people think that's crazy. It's like, why is like everything have meaning? It's like, but how does it not?
Yeah.
Like, how does everything not? And it makes my life feel more beautiful. I definitely saw no meaning in anything before, and that didn't get me anywhere. And so it's just like little moments of hope, little teeny things that bring me back to myself, friendships that feel important, and then pouring back into it. Because like anything, like when you said you felt blocked, like for sure. I mean, that's why I think I have so many houseplants, is like, it's green. That's your heart center. That's your heart chakra is green. And I've been trying to open that heart center for so long, because love is beautiful, but it also felt very threatening and very scary to me. Like a lot of things happened in my life because of love. And it took me a lot of time to process a lot of those things. And so it's just been really good for me also to just have time to be in my own energy. And when I'm planting things with my plants, like I talk to them like as a form of prayer. And I just like, I'll like shine their leaves or put them in. And I said to them, I was like, I really just want you to bring comfort. I want the person to like not be able to look away, just their eyes constantly drawn to you. And it's like remembrance, and for them to feel comfort. And I just kind of like said a little blessing as I was planting it. And then I delivered the flowers, and like within a week, that person messaged me. She said, I cannot stop looking at these plants. Like, I just feel so loved. And I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, it was just this like moment of like, whoa, that was real. Like, those plants held a message, and they like delivered that message. And I even choose like the plants that mean something. I'll try to find a plant from a certain place in the world that meant something to them. Or, I try to like look up little things that maybe will be kind of quirky little, and they don't know, but or just like a heartleaf philodendron, because it's green and it's a heart, and it doesn't have to be like too overly thought out, but just I try to layer like little messages in it. It just felt really fun and magical.
So beautiful. You're right. I also would love to know more about your classes. What is it like being a teacher?
Adoption was just really something I was processing, and I really wanted to do a class on healing through houseplants and how I've used houseplants to do exactly that, like, process grief. This is this beacon of like, somebody find me. And I did this class, and one girl showed up to it that was also adopted. And my entire world has opened up since meeting her, like within a matter of months, and it's just like, again, those like trickle things where it's like, I was so scared to do it. And then once I did it, it was just like a floodgate of knowledge of like well-intended women who had love to give, and just like a network and community and spaces I felt held. And it was like, all I had to do was ask, or just like put it out there. But I was so scared. And in that blockage where it's just like, man, I don't want to. Like, I have love to give, I have knowledge to give, but like, I don't want to. I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to convince myself I'm not worthy. Every single person can heal and connect and feel like unconditional love through nature. Compost all those emotions, all that trapped energy. Like, you want to get it flowing again. It's like nature. That's our network. That's how we do it. Those classes have been really powerful for me to work through. I'm not worthy of doing that. When it's just something I really want to do. I really just want to connect. And then we turned into plant bingo, and that was a success, and that was fun. And then we're doing a Kokedama class, and it's just like, it's just trickling into so many other opportunities. And blessings and people, and it's rad. And so I just want to be that for other people. Like, my page is just my offering to pour back into that river that I am so blessed to be taking from right now.
Right.
And try to give, like, I mean, granted, there's so many people who know so much more than me. They don't need to consume my information because they have more houseplants or more difficult ones or whatever. But like, my stuff's for the people who aren't quite there yet. It's like we're just all holding hands in a line and we're passing down information, and I'm just holding my space within that.
Yeah.
And trying to encourage people to, like, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be herbs, it could be outdoor garden, it could be a little meditation space, it could be a wall of propagations. I mean, it could be anything, literally anything in your home, and it just adds to your life.
What is your favorite plant right now in your collection?
Oh, I love things that are beautiful and effortless. Like, if you notice, most of my steps, they have to be able to go at least 10 days. Like, that's about as often as I do, like, the full watering thing. So I have a lot of, like, I've gotten into Hoya. I'm not fantastic at them yet. I feel like I've lost them to dry rot.
Yeah,
and that's another lesson for me where I'm like, you're not great sometimes at, like, being the helicopter. So I do have a lot of Hoya. I have some cacti. I love philodendron. I love monstera. I love snake plants. I got a lot of those, which I know to people they're so basic, but in Brazil, they're believed to be protectors, like protectors of your space, especially because they look like swords, So they cut through negative energy. So I have them by all the entrances of my home because it's like it believes it, blocks all the negative energy from entering. And so there's just certain things where I just feel drawn to them, either for their beauty or for like a quality that it brings to my home that I think I feel. So I do those, and then I don't know. I love trailing plants. I just love effortless and fun. Brazil philodendron for sure, one of my faves, because the name, but also just every leaf has a different amount of variegation that, the different coloring, and it's just pretty. Like, they're stunning. But anything that can let me go about 7 to 10, maybe even 14 days in between waterings is probably up my alley. And if not, it can't hang. I need to get maybe like a IKEA cabinet or something for the other things.
Yeah. Do you have a IKEA cabinet?
I don't. I've wanted one. It's just funny how that's even evolved. Like when I was working at the garden center, a new thing would come in, and even if I didn't know how to take care of it, it was like, I don't see these often. I got to get it. And I'd get it home and I would either love it or unalive it. And so while I may not own every plant, there's a lot I know just from having seen them come through the garden center. So that was really fun education-wise. But it's been fun just to like slowly get them. It's like I had them everywhere, like I said in the beginning, just in growers' pots. And then as time evolved, I was like, oh, I want it to look more like a look, or I need to get them off the ground because my dog was just running into everything. And so it was just really on a spur where I was like, we should throw some shelves up, And so we threw them up.
It's so beautiful.
It was so fun, but there's even been so much learning in that because I'm like, the light's not the best. I have 2 south windows that are really good. I supplement with other things, but I'm like, honestly, for how much I've invested, I'm like, I really do need to put like a track light in or something because they need more. Like even through all this, I can see signs of like they're not quite getting what they need. And so they're fine, but they're all like slowly facing the front window too. So they're not even like a pretty full wall. It's all just like an angled wall.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's fun. I love it. My kids' friends, when they walk in the door, my heart is so happy. They'll just, you're home. Oh my gosh. Oh my. And I don't know. Something inside of me is like jumping for joy because adults don't get it the same. I don't know. They don't give you that. But teenagers, they do. They walk in and they're like, whoa, this is a ton of plants. This is so cool. And then they'll even come and ask me things.
That's awesome. And teenagers won't lie either. Yeah. If they didn't think it was cool, they wouldn't say anything.
Oh, my daughter had a party here one night, and they literally had my grow lights on, and they moved the table, and they were doing TikToks here, and I was like, if any of those go viral, you're tagging me. You guys got to tag my wall.
Yeah, that's...
But it was fun, yeah.
So, Christy, what's next?
What?
What's next for the Rooted Petal and yourself?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I have a whole bunch of goals. Like, I have a lot, but I think of all the things I've learned in life, and the thing that I'm trying to learn is like, literally there's nothing I can control. Like I can put it out there. The more clear you are on what you want, the quicker it happens. Like that's the key, the trick to like manifestation. It's just clarity. It's just you knowing and deciding what you want and that it's going to happen. And so, I mean, it's like I'm kind of trying a bit of everything. Like I'm doing a little bit of the classes. I still like to do things online and promote things I love. I love to go. I've been going to a lot of retreats lately because that benefits me. so I can continue to pour into people. As I'm there, I'm like, ooh, I'd love to teach a class, maybe to retreat or go somewhere like that. Something I haven't, entertained. Like when I was doing yoga teacher certification, that was a possibility. But I'm like, oh, I wonder how houseplants could play into this. Like I have a lot of things that interest me, but really the root of why I started everything was for me to be able to get more tools and more knowledge so that I could just funnel that into my people. So my goal one day is just basically to have like a wellness center in my home. Like I just want something where my home feels so comfortable and so healing that people that are around me, anybody in my circle can come and benefit from it. Like especially daughters, and like daughter-in-laws if they have children and like or maxed out mommies. Like I really just want to have a place that feels like it's nurturing and holds people. And so that's just like a lot of my time and energy going into it. But I want a home that like my kids want to return home to, and then when their kids come, like there's just so many. That's part of why the Master Gardener information was important for me to learn, because it's like my grandparents knew these things. They knew how to garden. They knew how, and my parents also know, but it's just a time in their life where they've downsized. They don't have a home, I kind of didn't capitalize on those moments of learning that I should have. And I when I envision my grandma self or who I want to be and what I want to provide, it is like, when I was a little kid, I'd go out and pick fresh raspberries and put them in my Cheerios, It's like, well, you got to learn how to grow raspberries and you got to learn how to do these things. Like if I want those memories for my grandkids, like I've got to step up and learn how to do them. And so I'm just taking on everything as much as I can, as fast as I can, because my soul is so anxious to learn that I'm like, oh, I want to do all the things, whatever. But it's like I need to slow down and integrate it, because if I don't have time to actually apply the things and go through it, then it's just almost like wasted information, because I can't contain it all. And it's just kind of like one ear out the other. And so I'm just taking each lesson and each thing and just kind of allowing myself to expand. So right now I'm working on my voice. I'm just working on owning all parts of me, and trying to use my time to benefit my kids and benefit my family. And then as I'm like laying these bricks, when they're like ready to leave the nest, I will then be able to like really pour time into maybe like a concrete physical location, like maybe it will be something like that. But right now it just looks like working from home, while my kids are getting bigger and taking opportunities as I see them. Like I'm totally open to travel, to do, it's like, I've watched you guys do so many things from the sidelines and I'm like, that looks so fun. I want to do it. But then also just knowing like my time will come, like the things that are meant for me will. Like I have these 4 beautiful children I'm still raising and nurturing. And it's like all of it's been honestly to love myself more so I can love them better. And so I want to expand my network, my community, like it's like really important to have people online, because you can reach different people that you don't know, which is it's really impactful, because a lot of the people you won't ever meet in life, right? Save it being right on the internet. But it's also, I really want to establish like those roots, like that community where not only do I have access to people and mentors that like my children do, and I can provide that for people that need that as well. And it just be like more of that in-person network, which I think a lot of people know we're lacking, and so it's just fun. It's connective. It's fun. Like the bingos, you come, you win plants, you get food. It's just a lot of fun. And then the kokedama class is just creating with nature. You're literally making this little beautiful blooming kokedama, which it's just a temporary thing to enjoy. Hyacinth blooms only bloom once, maybe twice. I've had a couple that had a second bloom spike come out, and I feel lucky.
That's awesome.
Once you know how to wrap it, you can do any house plant, that way. And it's just like really fun. My only fern I've kept alive is via kokedama.
Really? That's so cool.
So it's just fun. And it's just something then people get to do with their hands. And it's like, the more your hands are moving, the quieter your head is, the more clarity you find. And connecting in those moments where you're creating something beautiful, you have a new skill, you have new people. And not only, most of the places I'm teaching at, like they provide a whole bunch of other classes too. So then you're like in a network,
Yeah.
So it's just fun. I'm just grateful to have people show up that want to help amplify the things that I'm doing too, or that everything that I'm doing aligns perfectly with what they're doing as well. And it feels like a beautifully held network, which is, part of what I was seeking and what I want to provide to people that need it.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're wanting to do, you're doing.
Yeah.
Building that plant network in your own community, which is so important. You're right. I think like, especially after the pandemic and, social distancing, we've gotten complacent and comfortable being, on our own. And that community really, really is important. We need that as humans. And it's good. Like, those are the kind of things like that build really meaningful, community. It's like doing plant things, which is so amazing.
Yeah. Growth centered people that are just growth focused. That's the ticket, I feel like. And I wasn't always that way, but honestly, houseplants helped me. They helped me change, the way I was thinking. They have helped me reframe things and move through things and let go of things. And they're really powerful tools if you'll let them be. I mean, you can have them just to look pretty, and that's fine too. But also, it's like an intelligence of its own. And if you talk to it, like it literally can be a companion, an ally, an aid, and a teacher, all just from a plant, which is really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you online?
So I'm online under the Rooted Petal is what I do. I just do classes now locally, and then you can find me online.
Do you have
I'm quiet sometimes. I'm still working on getting, like I said, I'm still working on my voice and getting things out there. But I post all of my stuff that's like business related and kind of, I don't know, all my reels feel like that. It's more like portfolio, help find me, grow my business and things I love. And then like my daily life and stuff are more my stories. It's like the people that really you feel safer sharing with, like a more intimate group, So it's just cool. It's really been fun to get to know you and like hear your story. Like you've composted a lot. You've gone through a lot, and you've really grown and used your voice for good, which is really amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's been really cool to watch you do it and know that like that's, something I can do and other people can do. And it's just, it's just exciting. It's exciting to see it catch on and see people all, and just conversations start happening around like wellness. It's just going through everything. It's going through our food. It's going through, schools. It's going through houseplants. I mean, it's just everybody's just kind of wanting to do better in whatever area they're in, I think.
Yeah.
At least that's the people I circle myself with.
Yeah. And it's so true. It's so true. Well, and it's funny because like going to like hairdressing conventions, like we're all hairdressers. Like that's just pretty much all the same. But like at the plant convention, it was so interesting. There was so many different people that come from so many different backgrounds and ways of life, and all communing together because of plants. Like it's just really magical. I met so many people that I have talked to, almost every day since Orlando, and it's like I could never imagine this community before starting houseplants, And
I feel like the more diverse it is, the more diverse it is, the more it's like you're allowed to not compare, because it's like, oh, that looks like it for you, and especially when you're in different zones, you're like it's information that you don't know anything on,
right?
Because we all just know our area.
Yeah. Well, and someone that I met at PlantCon posted a reel recently that was like, you don't have to have rare plants to be a plant collector, and it's like so true.
Yeah.
We get caught up with comparing and like, oh, our plant's as cool as the other person's. But I feel like when you get caught up in that, you lose all of the value and the meaningfulness of what, this plant really is for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't bring you joy. Like I saw somebody one time where he was somebody who created like beautiful potted containers too. And I remember him saying like, if you're not playing and messing up, then like you're not doing it right.
Right.
It was just so much permission to be like, just play. Like, even if it means like you accidentally plant the wrong things together, like you'll learn that and you won't do it again.
Yep.
And so it's just like, there really is no way of learning things unless you try. And there's a lot of fear around failure, but houseplants is like it's a safe zone. Like it's a safe, good place to experiment and to have that kind of failure. And then learn the lessons that can like, ripple into the rest of your life and it not be this like thing that you experimented with that was really dangerous. It's just plants. Like it can both be simple and fun and light, and it can also be like super profound and shift everything within you and just create a grounded feeling that, right? You feel that. I mean, it's like you look forward to that time of going home, and whether it's just sitting with your plants or you going and gardening and getting your hands in the soil, all of it has a different benefit. Like every single time, like I could just be me turning on my music, getting some incense, and I'm like dancing around, vibing with my plants, And it's just like, it's such a good time. Like I need it every week, at least once a week. I just need nobody at home and just me and my plants, and like I'm good.
Yes, I can completely concur. I like work in the garden all day at work and then literally come home and go right to my garden.
Right into your house
My
plant.
husband's like, I don't understand why.
You're like, do
Why?
it with me.
Like,
do it with me.
like, exactly. Yeah, that's definitely not his thing. My love, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
on
Thanks
here
for sharing this
and
space
having
with
this
me. I was so
conversation.
honored.
Of course, I adore your content. It always brings me joy when I see something that you post. And congratulations on all of the workshops. It's so much fun. Like I know as someone who can, relate to like feeling like, who am I to be able to do this, but people, connecting with you and learning together is what it's really about. I encourage you to keep going and keep doing those classes and allowing them to bring you joy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And there's been so many people that have been such good role models for me. Like, Corner Plant Lady, like literally helped me at the plant bingo. I've had Uncommon Plant guys been helping me with like the Kokodama stuff. Like I can name a whole bunch of people that literally just like, as I've needed just a little bit of encouragement, or maybe even like, what's the link, or where do I buy this thing? What do I do? It's like, they just come into my world and they're like abundantly giving with information. Like they're not even holding back. They're just like, how can I help you? And just literally the most amazing people. And so, yeah, I'm also open to that if people, need that. If there's something I'm doing that people are like, how did you do that thing? Like, ask me.
Yeah.
I'm open to you. Like, I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun to feel helpful. It's fun. Yeah. It's just fun to feel like you're giving back and learning. And it's just, you can never stop learning. I think that's one of the things with hair. I felt like, something I couldn't see myself doing at 80. Like my body just wouldn't keep doing it. And then it's like, I would go to yoga and there's like 80-year-olds doing headstands, or you go to the garden center and they're still gardening. They love it. And I just thought, this is something I can do much longer. Like this is just going to bring me more joy longer than standing behind a chair all day. But yeah.
I know. People ask me all the time. They're like, do you miss it? Like, honestly, I don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've left my $1,000 pair of shears at the salon that I used to work at. They're still there. Because I'm like,
I'll just get them dirty now.
Yeah. I'm like, I do need to get them. Yeah, I could use them for clippings now. Yeah, it's insane. I couldn't imagine my life without plants.
Well, and I'm glad that brought us together. It's amazing.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
Well, my love, have a great afternoon.
You too.
I really appreciate you again for coming on and having this conversation.
Me too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye, my love.